after completing the strap, it was time to add it to the body of the bag. And the only issue I ran into was after I centered it on the bottom and then brought it up the sides to the edge of where the bag front or back was. It was a little long, and I had to adjust it a little bit and then kind of ease it in a little bit. And that probably happened because my materials may have stretched while I was sewing, or sometimes it happens if your seam allowance isn't quite right. Things like that can happen, but as you learn how to construct bags, you learn how to work around those kinds of issues, and you learn from other people, hopefully like you're learning from me about what to do. And basically what I did do on this is I just went to 16 inches instead of 17 inches on the pattern, and it worked out great. So I just adjusted that on both the lining and the external strap, so that worked out. And then it was time to move on to doing the inside, the lining. And so what you can see here is a picture of the portion of the lining that has the zipper pocket on it. And the other side had a big slip pocket on it. So that was finished. And then you can see here that I've got the pockets. This shows the slip pocket that was inside of the bag. So there's two really good sized pockets inside. I think the only thing that I might change about this slip pocket is maybe put a snap on there or something, because it kind of gaped a little bit, but I understand why we had to leave it open because that's what we turned the bag through. But I still think maybe putting a snap in there, you could still had it open, but putting a snap in there or something to help close that might have been an improvement in that area. The next part, after you have put your bag and your lining together and then you've turned it through that slip pocket, the next thing is probably one of the most critical stitches that you can do, and that's the top stitching of everything to put that final seam, that final decorative stitch on the top of the bag. You can see I've pinned all the way around here, and as I flip this over, you can see I've done one side already, and you can see my stitching along the edge, and then it goes all the way up and around on the straps itself. Of all the issues that I usually have with a bag, it's usually on this final seam. Either trying to make it straight, or just getting it so that it looks good, or it's not stretched in some way so that it sits funny when you get the bag done, or other things like that. So my biggest advice about this part and that final seam around the top is take your time. It's probably the biggest thing that I could say that would help. You can fix a lot of other stuff, but this one, you'll have to rip it out. And if you're dealing with vinyls or leathers or any other kind of product like that, it leaves holes. And so you don't get to rip very much. You start over, and that's not fun. So just take your time with this one. This is probably the most critical seam, and but it's also the most rewarding seam because it can make the bag look really great. And finally, you can see the finished product here. The front side, the sides with the actual rivets in it, and then kind of the zippered closure along the top and how nicely that sits in there, and then the inside pocket area. And that is the Inner Circle bag by Spencer Ogg. And this is from the Bag of the Month Club, which is at bagomc.com. And thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye.